can do that too, cancel out.
Oh, we did it. I started to look up the stream.
I'll be coming to see you in September. You're looking good.
Thank you. Will you have the bird? I wish we could give it to everybody.
Good taste of still about in Lawrence on occasion.
Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting for the Lawrence City Council. Today is Tuesday, August 19, 2025. Pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Act of 2022, This meeting will be hybrid, allowing participation both in person in the City Council chambers as well as remotely. The Zoom link was provided to anybody that requested through the city clerk's office. This meeting will be transmitted live through the Facebook Lawrence City Council page as well as the YouTube Lawrence City Council page. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilor Levy.
Present.
Councilor LaPlante.
Present.
Councilor Luzon.
Present.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Present.
Councilor Santiago is noted as absent. Councilor Marmal.
Present.
Councilor Reyes. Councilor Reyes is noted as absent, although I know she's here. Council Vice President Infante is noted as absent. Council President.
Present? Yeah, they're both here. They'll be here in a minute. Please join me for a moment of silence. To my right, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
States of America, with the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with the liberty and justice for all.
Councilors, can I get a motion to approve minutes from July 1st, 2025?
So moved.
July 1st and July 7, 2025. Motion on the table, properly second discussion. I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Madam Clerk, please call the roll for Councilor Vice President Infante.
Councilor Infante.
Present.
Thank you.
Public participation. You will have 2.5 minutes to speak on any topic related to the City of Lawrence or any unrelated topic. Please refer to this council as a whole. At the 2-minute mark, you're going to hear a beep or a sound or an indication that you still have 30 seconds to go. Please proceed to the podium and identify yourself and provide us with your address. The first person that we have is H. Malley.
Humayun Mali, 53 Chester Street. Good evening, honorable members. We, the citizens, are proud to support Lawrence Police Officers Union. Lawrence Police Department, with the impeccable leadership by Honorable Chief Morris Aguilar, doing excellent job to protect our citizens. Lawrence Police Department, this union of pride and honor, one of the best police departments in the nation. Thank you for keeping Lawrence a safe city. As a citizen of the 40 years, I have been witness the best DPW workers and employees. Thank you for keeping Lawrence a beautiful city. Lawrence Inspection Department, thank you for excellent job. We support your union. We must hire more inspectors. Lawrence Public School, with the impeccable leadership by Honorable Superintendent Ralph Guerrero, moving forward. Lawrence teachers, thank you for excellent job. We support your union. Because of you, Lawrence will rise again. Lawrence always is strong. Lawrence always unite. We are proud to support our honorable veteran. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your bravery. We must hire 2 empty positions in the cabinet for the Veterans Department. We must have create the best commission for elders. We, the Laurentian, pray for the safety of all police officers and the first responders. Lawrence police officers, thank you for your service and dedication. With the impeccable leadership of Honorable Chief Delaney, we have the best fire department. Laurentians are proud because the new majestic building, the architectural innovation, the home to the best police department. Lawrence Police, indeed the shining superstar in the sky of Lawrence.
Thank you. The next person is Tom Espitanel.
Good evening, councilors and citizens of the great city of Lawrence. My name is Thomas Spitaleri, 60 Island Street, Suite 320B. I'm the board president of Lawrence Community Access TV. Due to disputed cable contract and the hanging fees, LCAT faced its darkest days. And I take this quote. The darkness is upon us. Look to the coming of the first light on the fifth day at the dawn, and look to the east. That came from Gandalf at the Lord of the Rings. That day of light came. We sold our building on Essex Street, moved to 60 Island Street. This was the new day. During the dark times, our staff worked real hard with the board of directors and stayed on and continued to film all Lawrence events. The staff came in every day and worked their shifts without pay for 3 months, and we continued to provide our viewerships on Roku, Apple TV, Lawrence CTV website. I would like to take this moment to thank the LCAT dedicated staff and their board of directors for the hard work during these dark times. TC, Domingo, Kevin, Josh, Caitlin, Brenda, Rick, Rich, Mike, and Aaron, who's moved on. We should also like to thank our producers and the nonprofit organizations that have continued to reach out to us today for coming events, and the ratepayers of Lawrence who continue to reach out today asking what's going on. With the great happenings in Havel, we will continue to film, video, and show. This was the vision of our founder, James R. Ross, and his legacy lives on in each one of us at the studio. Tonight, if anyone at home or in the audience would like to produce a TV show, a video podcast, an audio podcast, you can reach out to us at 978-686-9030 or email us at lawrencectv.com. We look forward to continuing to work for the citizens here in the great city of Lawrence. Thank you, councilors. And Labor Day weekend, we are broadcasting the Bread and Roses Feast all weekend live on those stations.
All right, the next person that we have is Juan Vasquez.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is from the board. I would like to talk when my case comes up, which is partial 231.
All right.
Okay?
No problem.
Thank you.
The next person is Rich Russell. Councilor Russell.
Good evening, councilors. Rich Russell, 34 Cross Street. First of all, a big hats off to the Lawrence Fire Department and all of the mutual aid that came into the city a week ago this evening. I would say that Chief Delaney got his baptism by fire at the Lowell Street Fire last week. A tip of my pilot's cap goes to Francisco Urena, Francisco Urena, Lawrence Airport Manager, for giving the local residents a chance to get up close and look at various types of aircraft. Some experimentals, others otherwise. This was at the Aviation Open House last Sunday. Now, several gripes that the council has no real control over, as it does affect the residents one way or another. First, after making a FOIA request regarding the color coding of Lawrence hydrants and their flow rates, I received this map. Come on, let's get it there. Color coding the flow rates of the hydrants. I would like to know who is responsible for allowing the condition of these hydrants to exist in the manner that they do, and why isn't anything done to improve the water system feeding the hydrants. I am beginning to think that elected officials are more than happy to have the LFD call in more mutual aid to help deliver water for firefighting purposes for more distant and reliable hydrants. Finally, I'm getting sick and tired of digging into various public documents, OCPF, Mass Secretary of State Corporate Info, and finding names linked financially in one form or another to donations to politicians in power for a variety of reasons. i.e. the LRA land giveaways last Tuesday night, or the appearance of forced campaign donations by city employees. I thought city employees kept their job by doing a good job and not how deep they could dig into their wallet. I will let you know that I am a firm believer in the Mass Supreme Judicial Court decision in 1975 regarding the Commonwealth versus Olivio and all of the legal implications that it carries. If you want to know about it, look it up, like I did. Thank you.
Thank you. The next person that we have is Jeffrey Petrillo.
Good evening, councilors. My name is Jeffrey Petrillo. On November 7, 2024, the Lawrence City Council withdrew Attorney Caruso's petition, but allowed Attorney Caruso to refile his petition for 1 year afterwards, meaning November 7, 2025. Nobody of the 9 city councilors on that date requested reconsideration or a revote. The law states, when in the absence of reconsideration, the city council cannot hear the same case until after 2 years. This is quoting Kitty versus the City of Springfield, 1961. We want you to annul the city vote until November 7, 2026. That's 2 years' time, not 1. Allow me to further explain. Pursuant to the Lawrence, Mass. Code of Ordinances, Rule 20, reconsideration. When a vote has passed, it shall be in order for any member voting with the prevailing side to move for reconsideration thereof at the same meeting in which the vote was taken. Additionally, even if the city council were to suggest that there was a common practice or custom allowing for a reconsideration of a zoning change after unfavorable action at the next scheduled meeting, this practice was summarily rejected by the Supreme Judicial Court of Massachusetts in Kitty versus the City of Springfield, 1961. In Kitty, the court held that, in light of legislative importance attached to each stage of the zoning change procedure and the rejection of a proposed change, we think that a custom inconsistent with the written rules cannot justify reviving at a later time, at a later meeting, a measure which has failed of adoption by reason of votes final under the written rules. Mass General Law, Chapter 48, Section 5, no proposed zoning ordinance or bylaw which has been unfavorably acted upon by a city council or town meeting shall be considered by the city council or town meeting within 2 years after the vote of such unfavorable action, unless the adoption of such proposed ordinance or bylaw is recommended in the final report of the planning board. Additionally, because there was no timely motion to reconsider prior to the meeting being adjourned on November 7, 2024, the motion was disposed of adversely and finally at that time.
Thank you. The next person that we have is Isael Grullón.
Good evening, councilors. I don't think I should have put my name down. I'm just here to get an event permit, so if anyone else wants to make comments, I'm happy to
No problem.
wait my turn. Thank
Sengas
you.
Brandon? Yes. All right. The next person that we have is Madam Clerk Bernard.
Good evening, councilors. Eileen Burnell, Lawrence City Clerk, 257 Mount Vernon Street. We have a preliminary election coming up on Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. One of the councilors had asked me to please speak so that the public is fully informed on that event. So I just want to make sure people know that on Tuesday, September 16th, at 7 a.m. the polls will open, 8 p.m. the polls will close. The last day to register to vote for that election is Saturday, September 6th. It is a Saturday and City Hall will be open. Not only will City Hall be open on Saturday, September 6th for the last day to register to vote, but it's also the first day for early voting. If you'd like to early vote, it starts on Saturday, September 6th, and it will end on Friday, September 12th. So there's one full week of early voting beginning on Saturday, the 6th. So I just want to make sure that people are aware of that. Posted inside City Hall, both on the first floor and at the basement level, is a specimen ballot. There's a different ballot for each precinct, so they are posted clearly. They're also on the City of Lawrence website, which is cityoflawrence.com, so you can find that specimen ballot easily, but it is posted two different places inside City Hall. If you'd like to look at the ballot ahead of time, it's there. Each of you has a calendar that was left at your seat, as well as all of the names of all of the candidates. These are, again, the elections calendar is on the City of Lawrence website, both in English and in Spanish. If you go on our website under the elections division, it's all there and it's pretty clear. But again, just for you folks' benefit, but also for the folks at home that might not have that, it is easily accessible on the website. If you cannot find it on the website, give me a call, 978-620-3232, rings right to my desk. I'm happy to get you a copy of that specimen ballot, a copy of the calendar, whatever it is that folks might need. But I want to make sure people know we do have a general election in November. That general election will be on Tuesday, November 4th. But in the meantime, there's a preliminary election. It is coming right up in a few weeks. It will be on Tuesday, September 16th, and I just want to make sure folks are aware. Thank you.
All right. All these names will be submitted for the record. Councilors, under the Rule 4, or perhaps under communication, I would like to extend an opportunity to Pat Mariano, the school committee member and the LEE board and the LEE chair. She's here today visiting us, and she have a special gift to the council. So, with if there is no objection with the council, I would like to extend that opportunity to Ms. Mariano.
Good evening, councilors. Thank you very much for welcoming me here. It's been quite a busy week and a half. And I remember standing here many times asking for the council to approve monies for the 2 new schools. Well, our dream came true, and we've cut the ribbon on 2 beautiful state-of-the-art schools for the city. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for anything and everything that people did to push this forward. I know many of you endured nauseating phone calls from me begging you to please consider building the schools. If you were there to witness the celebrations, the Oliver School is magnificent. There aren't enough words to describe that school. And if you haven't taken a tour, I urge you to do that. The Leahy School, which is a very special part of my heart, is more historical. And the purpose of doing that was for the kids to remember where the school came from, how it would, the history of the school, and moving forward for the next, let's hope, 100 years. So tonight, I brought you, in gratitude, a little plaque that, Giovanni, you're gonna have to help me with that. All right, I'd like to read the inscription. In recognition of the Francis M. Leahy School's first 100 years of service to Lawrence students and families, and with deepest appreciation for all those who will be served in the next 100 years to come. And he'll flip it over, why don't you? What you'll see is we put a brick in from the original school before it was knocked down. So we want that to be in our minds, that that's where the school came from. There's our original brick, and we're looking towards the future, hopefully the next 100 years. So I want to thank you again for supporting these projects, and I want to thank you on behalf of all the kids that we serve in the district. Thank you.
Mr. Brother, councilors, just a few words. Yesterday, I was surprised when I saw this, and I didn't want to take this opportunity for myself alone, and I asked Pat to come over to the council to present this to the entire council. This is something that is very creative. I have a history of over 100 years stone on it, and we definitely appreciate the fact that Pat was leading the discussion with both of the schools that we just opened, and was a champion when it comes to the Leahy School. Councilors, this is something that we're going to keep hopefully here in the new building, and eventually everybody going to have the opportunity to enjoy and see what the meaning of the Leahy School and this brick means. So thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Can I write that down? Leave it up.
Council President.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Thank you, through you. I know Pat just sat down, so Pat, Ms. Mariano, that's okay. What are we going to do with your sweater? Are we going to hang it by the library at the Leahy School? We need to retire that sweater already. Where is it? I thought when you brought that, when they were going to flip it over, I thought it was the sweater inside.
Well, there's a couple of new projects I have in the back of my head, so I will be coming back to that. Not now, not now.
I believe, sorry to interrupt you, but I believe that sweater that you wear for all those years should be kept in a special place, maybe frame or something, and put it in the library at the Leahy School and do something special for you and keep that sweater there, because you fought through the years with that sweater on, and every time you came here to ask for money and for favors and whatever, you had the sweater on, right? How old is the sweater?
Pardon me?
How old is the sweater? Your sweater, the Leahy School sweater that you also wear. Remember the sweater that you used to wear, the teacher for the Leahy School that you usually wear that when you came here while we were going through the conversation? You had a significant, I think it was a sweater that you wear all the time.
Oh,
The Leahy School sweater that you wear all the time when you were coming here. That's what I'm saying, that we should frame it and put it at the library, because that sweater means a lot. It should mean a lot to us too.
I did some crazy things during my stay here. Every year, we ask all the kids to submit, oh, I'm sorry. Someday you'll see me without this, I hope. We asked the kids to draw a picture of what the school meant to them. And we had a contest in the school. And I forget, I think we gave them a Toys R Us gift certificate, the winner. And we had the shirts made, and they were available for people to purchase. So of course I have a collection of the years that I was there. And I believe the one I wore said Leahy School was the best or something like that. And there were rulers and pencils. I was going to wear it yesterday, but I was told I needed to look presentable and not in a sweatshirt. To me, that was presentable at the Leahy School, but I followed the guidance of those above me. But anyway, that was a big thing for the kids to draw those shirts. And I believe the first name of the girl that I wore was Adira. I'm sorry, I don't remember her last name, but it was created in 2008. So she's probably beyond high school at this point. And there is a teacher that is looking for those kids, because we thought we'd like a picture with them wearing the shirts that they designed. So hopefully that'll come. As far as the media center goes, it hasn't been fully dedicated yet because it wasn't ready. So we had a mock dedication in the cafetorium. So that's coming up, and certainly you'll all be invited when that dedication happens. So that's the latest.
Thank you, Ms. Moran.
Thank you. Any other?
Any more questions?
Sorry, I forget that mine isn't automatic like the main one. Any other questions or comments from Ms. Pat Mariano? Counselor Reyes. Can I have a motion of a 3-minute motion to recess? Motion has been made by Counselor Marmo. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Counselor Reyes. Discussion, seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And the ayes have it.
Vice President Infante.
Thank you, Council President. Sorry. I just want to quickly, because this did not happen in the chamber today, but I think it's important to say it during this meeting. The City Council as a whole had the pleasure of recognizing a Lawrence High School graduate this evening before the meeting. His name is Joshua Gonzalez. Josh is going to attend Northeastern University in the fall, and the reason why the City Council recognized him today was, one, he is a mentor, a coach, and a volunteer for the tennis program, the youth tennis program that we have in the city of Lawrence, for the first time ever, by the way. Secondly, and most importantly, Josh received a scholarship, a college scholarship, from the United States Tennis Association Foundation in the amount of $10,000 that only goes to 30 student athletes nationwide. And he is one of those 30 students to receive that scholarship this year. I wanted to make sure, thank you, Council President, that I said this live during the meeting tonight, because we did present him the citation at the tennis court earlier this evening, and I just think we, the council, think it's an amazing accomplishment, and we are so proud of Josh and honored that he is one of the 30 student athletes.
Thank you, Councilor Vice President Infante, for those remarks. Now, councilors, if there is no objections, I would like to call item 33025 out of the Personnel Committee. Madam Vice President and the Chair of the Personnel Committee, Councilor Infante.
Thank you, Council President. Item 33025, the confirmation of Anne Marie Nan Doherty to the Lawrence Cultural Council, was sent up to the full council with a favorable recommendation, and I make that as a formal motion.
There's a motion on the table, properly second, discussion. Is Councilor LaPlante?
I want to hear from the candidate first. You want to hear from the candidate?
Of course. Yes.
I'm a lifelong resident of the city of Lawrence. I care about the city very much. My father was city clerk. My uncle was mayor. 22 years. I was born and bred here. I am the president of the Ladies Hibernians. And when Pat asked, I couldn't say no.
Thank you for serving.
You're welcome.
Councilor LaPlante.
Yeah, I just want to say just a quick word about Ms. Doherty. The Cultural Council in the city is lucky that if we voted in favor and expect to have her on this
Thank
board. Ms. Doherty has spent a lot of time in working in the city, and I would argue is probably one of the more knowledgeable people about the city, not only based on the family relationships, but because of her work relationships, being on the various
35 years.
boards and commissions that she has served on, which provide an amazing insight into the good, the bad, and the ugly of our city. And I think that background and experience, now taking that and moving it into a place where it can be focused and energized in a very positive direction, which is going to better the Lawrence Cultural Council and what that Cultural Council's mission. And I'm delighted. I'm so delighted that our chair and school committee member, Pat Mariano, thought of Ms. Doherty, and equally importantly, Ms. Doherty said yes, she doesn't have to do this. This is truly public service again, and I just want to, through you, I just want to thank you for applying and for maintaining and continuing the kind of service you have and dedication and love. Let me emphasize that, love for our city. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
You're welcome.
It's been, how long you been out of the city?
I retired in 2019. I
Been
still
6
work
years.
for the sanitary district, though.
Yeah.
Yep,
But thank you.
welcome.
Councilors, any questions? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays?
Thank you
Unanimously.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a few people that are here today that we would like to just take care of those first. Out of ordinance, I mean. Let's go to the ordinance committee. If it is no objection. Mr. Chair, from the ordinance committee, we have a few items that we have people here in the chambers. That's why item 180, item 277, 286, 287, and 302. 317 as well.
The first one is document number 18025, the naming of the Lawrence Rail Trail in honor of State Representative and Second Assistant Majority Leader Frank Moran. This was sent up, let me just pull it up for a second. This was sent up to the full council with a favorable recommendation. I make that in the form of a motion.
Second.
I'd like to also now amend my motion to the following, that that upon the presumed adoption of this, that we limit the naming for this this dedicated, the person being dedicated, Mr. Moran, to one item in our city. That's going to be, I'm amending my motion to have a naming from us for one item in our city.
Let's get to understand your motion. So, your motion is to adapt and restrict, if I understand that correctly.
I would adopt and to restrict it so that we have the naming of one item, which would be this item. So we're not naming another building, we're not naming another park, we're not naming another school, we're just naming one thing, like we have throughout in our city. For the most part in our city, I want to make sure that we do it, and that we keep this one for Mr. Moran.
It's if I understand the motion correctly, and I just want to make sure that for the record we have it, if we had, as per the motion as is presented, Council Plan is putting the motion to adopt and to restrict any other particular renaming or naming in the name of Mr. Moran. Is that correct?
That is correct.
The motion is as follows, is to name the Lawrence Rail Trail in honor of State Representative Frank Moran, and to limit any other in the future name or rename on his behalf. Keep it as one and one forever. For Mr. Moran, not for the trail. The trail will be one, but not other structure or park.
No, the trail will be named after Frank Moran. The
Yes,
trail will be
yes.
named, but we're not going to, if there's a new school, it's not going to be the Frank Moran School. If there's a new square, it's not going to be the Frank Moran Square. We're not going to start naming other things. We're going to name one thing, and this is a very nice thing, quite frankly, one thing for him.
So there is a motion on the table. Everybody understand the motion? Everybody understand the motion? No question on the motion?
Council President,
Rail trail. The thing is that the motion is restricting Mr. Moran from getting a park in the future, let's say perhaps, in the future. Restricting the chambers perhaps to be named under his name. That's what it is, because we're already doing the trail. Councilor Del Rosario.
And we're gonna name the rail trail Tremaran, and that's the only part of Tremaran we'll have in the city, if we adopt this motion, nothing else. That's what Tremaran's name will be forever, and nowhere else.
No, simplemente mecanismo.
Why?
Councilor Marma.
Council President, am I allowed to ask in terms of like, why that adoption for this specific, city property as opposed to any previous dedications or renaming, just to kind of gain an understanding?
Councilor Plant?
No, I'm happy to answer that, and it's a legitimate question. Why is this amendment started now? I've been noticing that there's been a trend, a potential trend, to start naming things several times after people. And I think the whole idea, we have something in the ordinance committee that will try to do this as well, but rather than having that blanketed, I wanted to start doing this at this point, but I will be doing it for more as well. When I asked the proponent, I go, what happens if Mr. Moran becomes the Speaker of the House? Are we going to do something else? I think the idea behind a naming is to remember that individual, to showcase that individual for all the good work that that person's done, highlight that person's story. I think we should be doing that one time in our city, not multiple times for an individual. I think I have a lot of high regard, not only for this one, but I expect to be doing this going forward, to be honest with you, which I think will partially answer your question. I could see this one right here being one where we might, at some council down the road, may want to do more than this. And I suspect, from my position, I've seen the monuments throughout our city. This should not be a controversial vote. We typically, I can name a couple of exceptions, and if I was on the council when that thing happened, I would not have been in favor of it. But for the most part, 99% of the things that we've done in our city has been one time only. My fear is that he is a young man, there may be more opportunities. People may want to do more than this. And I just think that in our city, once should be good enough. We should have a nice plaque. We should tell his story. We should commemorate the good work that he does, but we don't need to have more than one thing to do that. We should be doing that for other people and for other things.
Councilor Plant, very quick, you mentioned something that you've seen as a trend. And can you mention any double name, rename or naming that we have done or this council have done in the past?
So my fear is that it can become a trend. If I said it was a trend, we have not double named, we think. We have not double named anything since I've been on the council. And I want to keep it that way. I think that's a good thing. So I find this to be a very non-controversial vote. If we just continue doing that, I don't think there'll be a problem. But I suspect that in future councils, for whatever reason, I probably won't be here when another council comes and wants to do something like that. But I think it's important that we look at this collectively as a group and say, yeah, this is important. We're doing this. This is an amazing honor. Someone is alive, has done amazing work, and we're going to do it here. That is amazing. Most of the memorials that we have in our city, that does not fit. Most of the people have passed, but I'm answering the question. So in this particular case, it's kind of a unique situation, but I do want to continue this, because I don't want to think that I'm harping on one person. So I want to continue this in the future. So if we do anything else, I will probably put that caveat in it as well. Hopefully it passes. And again, I don't think it's controversial.
Councilor Plant, what we're doing essentially is something that I have never done in the past. We're restricting the opportunity of allowing the council to do the research and the study that they're supposed to do in the future. What about if 100 years from now something happened and the council wanted to do something different? We cannot just limit the future generations of our city because we don't trust them, because we don't see or we see something trending. I got a good example for you that it happened 100 years ago. Donovan Park have multiple statues in the city 100 years ago. This council, or now the council within my 10 years here, have done anything similar. So restricting this for no reason, it's a matter of not trusting the future of the city of Lawrence future generation when it comes to the council.
I'd like to comment on that, Council President. I am not 100% convinced that Donovan Park, and this may sound really crazy, I've done a lot of research on our parks and our namings throughout the city, and I've documented about 200 pages worth of information regarding the parks and corners, et cetera. I've got no background information that the Donovan Park is named after Donovan, because we already have a Donovan Square. I suspect there was another gentleman who was a firefighter from World War I. That park was. I'm just letting you know, Council President, if you brought that up, I'm letting you know that I'm not convinced that Donovan Park should have been Donovan Park. It's something over time, because he lived across the street, and they were saying, you know that park across the street where Donovan lives? And over time, I'm guessing, I can't prove this, but became Donovan Park. I am waiting for the Eagle Tribune to be digitized through 1951. I was told that that's going to be happening as early as by the end of this year, so I can put this discussion to bed regarding Donovan Park. Hopefully, we will find some research that says, yes, that happened, or no. And even right now, the Donovan Park sign said he was a World War II veteran. He wasn't even alive during World War II. He was a World War I veteran. The information that we have that we're banking on right now is faulty. And so I just want to clarify that, since you brought up Donovan Park, because I've done a lot of research on it. But my sense is that is going to the heart of the matter, which is regarding what do we do for naming of people's names. And last point is this. This isn't going to be an ordinance. We're voting for it. What happens with another ordinance? There could be a city council down the road a piece 100 years from now that can change the ordinance. If somebody feels that strongly about it, this is not a forever thing. If somebody feels that strongly about this or any other thing, we change the ordinances.
Well, the good thing is that we have a democracy that people will be able to change, vote in favor or vote against it. I mean, it's something that we have a discussion. If the council decide to go this way, they can vote in favor of it or vote against it. Or if they decide to change that, they can, by all means, within the discussion, change that too. So let's opening up this floor for discussion.
Council
Luzon.
Thank you, Council President. Mr. Moran is still serving as a state rep.
Correct.
Isn't unusual to name something when a person is still serving? Because we don't have an ordinance, actually, that stipulates how to deal with this naming of places.
We still don't have an ordinance.
Yeah, so that brings
but somebody can be alive and be alive.
No, I'm not saying that. We don't want to, we want to honor him when he's alive. I'm in favor of that. But my question is, he is still serving. And it looks like not common practice. This is just my comment, put it out there. It looks like it's not a common practice. Like I see presidents leaving their office and naming places after they serve, mayors, same situation, but naming a place when a person is still serving is kind of unusual, just to put it out there.
Point taken. Any other councilors?
Council President.
Councilor Rosario, Councilor Infante.
Thank you, through you. I mean, I have no issues with that, but on the Oliver School, River Cotton, he had a great story to tell. My concern is, he had a great story to tell. He went to the Oliver School. My concern is that we do this, and Sullivan says the principal of the Oliver School says, we want to dedicate this piece of land inside the school because that's when he walked through or he played ball. Because he had a great story to tell because he went to the Oliver School, what he did back, there's no fights and all that stuff. Like, we're going to put in the Leahy School a little place for Pat Mariano. So don't you think that Pat Mariano deserves something else too? So if we go this way also, we're limited on some of the people to recognize these people for what they did. We just limited to us. We're going to recognize you to what you think, well, what we think that we should recognize you. And we're going to limit you just to this. That's the only issues that I have. I believe that Pat Mariano might deserve more than that if we go this way, right? And all of a sudden something happened and Moran is no longer there and the Oliver School come back and said, you know what, he was a great student here and he has a great story, he went so high and we want to dedicate it. So we're going to limit it, the Oliver School to do things because we think it gonna be an issue or it's gonna be trending. That's the only thing that is not clicking to me. We are doing it for ourselves here, but we limited somebody else to recognize these people, even if they serve and they're alive or they dead. So we limited these people to pay tribute to what they did if we do it here. That's the only, I don't know, that's the only issue that I have right now.
There is the floor is open. If you want to change it through an ordinance, through a motion, it is acceptable. Councilor Infante.
Thank you. Through you, Council President. I have two comments. One, I do believe that the city council should establish some type of criteria. I know the Mass Senate does have a criteria that they follow when they give out citations and proclamations, which will be easier in general for naming, recognition, whatever it is that the council chooses to do. Secondly, I want to make a comment regarding the representative. Aside from working with him as a former school committee member and city councilor, I had the opportunity to work with him as an employee when I was a legislative affairs manager at the health center. And that was a whole different process. That was a whole different perspective. And his office was always on point. I don't think anyone is more deserving of this recognition. And to my other colleagues' points, I would like to see his name more. He has brought many millions of dollars throughout his years as state rep, and he's going to do more. And what really solidified that for me, I mean, I've always known he's a great rep, but what solidified it for me was when I worked with him as an employee representing an organization. And I think that's a side that many people, especially in local government, don't see when you're in the elected official side. So I just wanted to put that out there. Council President, hold on. Council Del Rosario. Last comment, and then we'll go to Council President.
Make a motion. I lost my train of thought. I'll make a motion.
Council Del Rosario. All right, Council President, what is your motion?
To make a motion to adopt item, the naming of the Lawrence Rail Trail in honor of State Representative Fran Moran. And I would like to make that as a form of a motion.
But we have a motion.
So we have an underline in motion.
That's on top of the motion, that's in order.
No, it's not in order.
Is that
One motion on top of the
City,
motion.
Madam Clerk?
It's the same motion.
It's completely different.
Madam Clerk, we're gonna have the Madam Clerk clarify, because there's two different opinions here.
No, it's a motion on top of the motion.
Okay.
It's a motion on top of the
Okay.
motion.
For instance, if Councilor Clinton made that motion, you all voted on it, someone could make a motion to approve it without it.
Can you speak into the microphone, please?
You guys are failing. A motion on top of the motion is in order.
Madam Clerk,
Council President is correct. A motion on top of a motion is in order. That is true. I guess my confusion mainly is if that motion that Councilor Flint had made had failed, someone could make a motion to say unconditional approval, and that would be a substantially different motion. So where he's saying it now, before the item actually failed or passed or was voted on at all, it is a substantially different motion, so.
okay. Okay, thank you. So just to address, before we go that, I have the gavel at the moment. I have two counselors saying two different things. Instead of inputting, it's better to get clarification from the city clerk, whether.
I will say this, Madam Chair, at the moment. you have the gavel. It really is, like, it's your meeting at this moment, so.
I understand that, yeah.
You
I-
can make a decision either way. If you deem it appropriate, it is appropriate. If you deem it inappropriate, it's inappropriate. Like, it's your call to make as the chair. That is one of the things, being the chair gives you a lot of leeway.
Yes, I understand that, but when we have counselors trying to speak over each other, I would rather have the city clerk jump in, clarify what the motion is, what the rules are, and we keep this moving. So, thank you for your clarification. The council president's motion is in order. Is there a second?
Second.
This is probably seconded by Council Marmol. Discussion, Councilor LaPlante.
So what happens if this fails? Did we not have Frank Moran become the,
No, we go to the underlying motion.
so you can, so I can, now I can make a motion again saying I want to have,
If you have a second, one motion on top of the motion.
Council President.
If you have a second, a motion on top of the motion, and another motion on top of the motion is in order, former Council President LaPlante. It is in order. We cannot change the rule when it's convenience.
Exactly right.
Those are the
Councilor
rules.
LaPlante.
thank you very much. I just, there's the underlying motion was to adopt. I made a motion. Then the council president says, I'm going to make a motion to the underlying motion. That's not how this works.
That's how it works.
And so,
how it
I think I
Okay,
have the floor.
so to clarify, Councilor LaPlante, you're mentioning that that's not how it works. I did have a clarification from the city clerk. We are in order. There is a motion. Is there anything else you would like to add in terms of this itself? Because whether if it's in order now, we just clarify that it is.
So a vote for this on the council president's motion means essentially, if it passes, then it goes back to my motion again? Because it's a motion on top of motion, don't you got to go back to like an onion, you got to go back?
But it would wipe
Madam
it
Clerk.
out, basically.
It will wipe it out, and you know that.
The underlying
Council
motion-
President, please.
The underlying motion was made by Councilor LaPlante. You can't friendly amend your own motion. You amend your motion, like you don't make a new motion. So there's no 2 second underlying motions. You have a motion that you, as the author of the motion, amended with the second. So there is an underlying motion. That
The underlying motion is what?
is to approve, and then it was to limit the naming to one item in the city. So that was the underlying motion.
Okay, and so just so I'm clear on this, a motion to council president, that means that that's going to essentially wipe out the other one?
If his motion passed, it would have the effect of wiping it out because it would make it
Okay.
if it failed, your motion would still be
It's still
there.
the underlining motion.
I understand. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Councilor Rosario.
Thank you, through you. And I would like to offer an amendment to Council President Rodriguez' motion to adopt, and also if we can add that the name of Fran Moran stay there and not be replaced with another name or rename it, because that's what I thought Council President LaPlante was coming with. I thought that was and I was all for it until the explanation came in. So if you accept that friendly amendment, it will be adopted as a Fran Moran, and we cannot change it.
that. Council President, do you accept that friendly amendment?
I said the friendly amendment.
Council President accepts. Any other questions or comments? Councilor Luzon.
Can the council president Giovanni repeat the motion?
I'll have Madam Clerk repeat it.
Thank you.
The current motion is to adopt document number 180-25 without conditions. However, then there was a condition placed on it that park would not be renamed for anyone else besides Moran, the Rail Trail Park.
Does that clarify the motion?
It does, and if it passes, that's the final.
Councilor LaPlante.
And if it passes, that's the final vote, or does it go back to the underlying motion again?
If it passes, that's the final vote. If it does not pass, then it goes under to the original,
Can I
which
get
is
the
the one
clerk,
you
can I
are.
get through the, can I get the clerk's opinion on that?
Madam Clerk, if
Right, so the underlying motion is not, the underlying motion is now wiped away?
be irrelevant at that point because it would have superseded it. It would have superseded it because the effect of the vote is to approve, so the document would have been approved. Your item would be to approve a document that was already approved. So you want to make a new motion after that to say that you'd like to place a condition on the prior document, You could do that.
Say it again?
The councilors' vote would approve the document. So there would be nothing left to approve from the underlying motion because it had already been approved. So in that sense, it would be wiped out if you wanted to make a new motion at that time, but the item is already approved at that point.
I like to see if the council president would entertain this. If he's willing to withdraw his motion, I'm willing to make a motion to be seconded, and then we would have a vote, and be very clear. We would have two votes. The first vote is whether or not you agree with the amendment. If the vote fails, the vote fails, and then we go to the first version, which is no amendment and that. It streamlines this tremendously, and it gets to where people want it. People think that my argument makes sense. They're going to go yes for the amendment, and then yes for this, and that it'll pass. If they say no, then that amendment is struck, and then it's just a basic Frank Moran without anything else on it.
Thank you. Council President, do you,
Through you, Madam Chair.
it's yes or no?
Well,
To keep
I
this
need,
moving.
he have something, I need to explain something before I say yes or no.
Okay, go ahead.
Councilor Pran, you have an opportunity to do the right thing and put in the motion correctly from the get-go. I'm not going to take a risk now that I have my motion second to withdraw it just because your desire are not going the way you want it. This council have an opinion, and the opinion got to be respected. Let's take a vote if the council desire in the way it is, and not withdraw my motion.
Okay, so motion is not going to be withdrawn. Is everyone clear on what the motion is? Everyone's clear? Okay, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
We're going to start with,
The motion is to name, just one last time, for the absolutely no confusion. Can you read what the motion is, Madam Clerk?
we have a motion to approve the document. Initially, the motion was to approve it without conditions, document number 180-25. However, the condition is now been accepted as there'll be no renaming of the park. So once it's named for Representative Moran, it would no longer be renamed.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilor Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Marmol.
Yes.
Councilor Santiago, noted as absent. Councilor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor Luzon.
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante.
I'll explain later. Yes.
Council Levy.
Yes.
Council President.
Yes.
Council Vice President Fonte.
Yes, motion carries.
We'll go to the agenda.
All right, we're going to the ordinance committee if there is no objection with the council, item 277, 25. Mr. Chair from the ordinance committee.
Which number, Council President?
And we have 277, 286, 287, 302, and 317. It's your choice.
The ordinance, number 277, a junk dealer permit, that was sent up to the full council with a favorable recommendation, and to make that in the form of a motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve the John Dealer permit. Properly second discussion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have. Roll call, please. This is the metalera?
Document number 277-25, I'm going to start with Councilor Levy. Councilor Levy?
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante?
Yes.
Councilor Luzon?
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario?
No.
Councilor Santiago? Noted as absent. Councilor Marmol?
Yes.
Councilor Reyes?
Yes.
Council Vice President Infante?
Yes.
Council President Rodriguez?
I vote present. What's the count?
6 in favor, 1 absent, 1 present, and 1 no. So
Motion
carries.
carries. Item 28625.
Council President, that's probably going to take a little bit longer because there's a presentation. I'd like to skip
Okay.
286 and 287.
No problem.
And hit over, I think this won't take as much time, I don't think. Document 30225, approval of the contract for no more than 3 years for the lead inspection contract. This was sent up to the full council with a favorable recommendation. Let me double check.
That's 302.
And, yes, and to make that in the form of a motion.
Item 30225, the approval of contract for more than 3 years for the lead inspection contract.
Any questions? Kate
Just-
King, Office of
just
Planning
tell us
Development.
more.
Sure. This is a 48-month contract with a local company, XYZ Inspectional Services. It is a Lawrence-owned company. The cost of the contract is $231,000 for 200 units of housing. This includes inspections, risk assessments, visual soil assessments, dust wipes, and clearance for the units once the deletting is done, in order for the people to move back in. I know that there were questions about the need for the lead grant and how effective it's been. So there was approximately 31,000 units of housing in Lawrence. Of that, 76% of the housing stock was before 1978. So the high probability that there is lead in about 23,000 plus units of housing. Of that 76, 52% were constructed prior to 1940. So there is a very high probability of lead in at least 16,000 units of housing. Our 4-year grant is going to clear 200 units of housing. Our previous grant cleared about 160 units. So there's definitely a need. I mean, we're making a difference, but there's a lot of units of housing out there.
Councilors, any questions? Why an extension? They have no capacity?
The length of the grant we have is 4 years. So we didn't want to have to go back out for an invitation for bid or an RFP again in the middle of the grant. We wanted to be able to contract them for the entire grant.
So the city have a need of having a contractor?
This is actually going to be our match, so it's coming from the Community Development Block Grant. So you can actually have a contract that's 4 years, or what, you could even have it for 1 year, and you don't specify the funding source. Just as you fund it with the purchase order, you hit that contract. But this year I will cover a good portion of it with our CDBG funds.
Can you repeat the scope of the work that this company is going to do?
Yes, so every unit you have to go in and inspect, do testing, dust wipes. It's a risk assessment. They also do a visual soil assessment. Sometimes you have to send the soil out, but most of the time you can do a visual. And I think the big piece is the clearance. So when a unit's been deletted, they have to go in, do the wipes all over again, make sure there's no dust, make sure it's safe for the residents to move back in.
Councilors, any other questions? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Wait.
Aye. Councilor Luzon.
Is that the name of the vendor?
XYZ Lead Inspections, Rafael Vasquez.
I have to refrain from voting.
And if I could ask that we could waive the 30 days too, because I want to get going on the contract.
Councilor Luzon is going to be absent from this vote due to a potential conflict of interest. The motion, the city is asking for the motion to also add the waive of the 30 days.
I will add that as part of my motion.
All right, any questions, councilors? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Council President, now, document number 31725, Connemara X Del Noventa, a community picnic at Julio Severio Park on August 23rd, 2025, from 11 to 6 p.m. We send it up to the full council with a favorable recommendation, and that's in the form of a motion.
It's a motion to adopt item 31725, properly seconded by Councilor Reyes. Discussion. Do we have the people that are going to do the event?
Good evening, Council.
Thank you for doing this. Can you tell us a little more?
Yeah, my name is Hansel German. I'm the owner and operator of Del Noventa Film Embroidery and 15 Union Street. Del Noventa Film.
Got you.
So, yeah, I'm doing we want to throw a little picnic event where to create some brand awareness, let them know that we're in the 15 Union Street and we're offering uniforms, embroidery services, any printing services that people need.
Okay. We have the person, Julia Silverio, she's alive. So if you
Nice.
extend that invitation to her park on the first event, I'm pretty sure she will be there.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I didn't know. I actually wanted to find out who she was.
Oh, you don't know?
No sabía.
Councilor Plan, do you want to give her a little?
The book's coming
history
out soon.
lesson?
You'll have a lot of information about her. I'll get you a free copy.
Yes, she's writing a book.
But she was the first Dominican woman to be elected in Lawrence.
Nice.
And she's very active within the community. As a result of she's been elected as the first city council woman in Lawrence, now we have a council with 6 women elected in the council. So her job was well done.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you for thank you for applying. Any questions, councilors? Councilor Plan?
Question?
Oh, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Council President, my understanding that we have somebody on Zoom for document number 30725, so I'd like to take that one, which is the Recovery Month celebration, Cronin Park, September 6, 2025, from 8, let me make sure this is all correct.
All right, we have,
From 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I just want to make sure this drives, because it's Cronin Park, correct? I just got the sheet from Recreation.
yep, we have that sheet right here.
You do have it as
She's
well?
online.
Oh, good. All right. September 6th, that's right. 8 to 4, this looks good. Yep, so that's in form of a motion.
All right, there is a motion on the table, properly second. We have Ms. Javier here online. Any questions, councilors? Ms. Javier, do you have anything to add to the item before we call the question?
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. My apologies for not being over there in person. I'm away with family, and I'll be flying back in on Thursday, just for the record. No, I think this is something that I've been doing for several years. Last year we did it, but we went to another park, and this year we have chosen to go to the Cronin Park. And so we know that Recovery Month is actually in September, but August 31st is Overdose Awareness Day. So we put them both together, and we are planning to actually go to the Common Park first and just put the little flags that we did last year in memories of the people that we have lost due to overdoses. And then after that, we are marching, and I just want to make clear that last year we didn't use the police department. We have a lot of chaplains that will be assisting us as we march, and we will be walking on the sidewalk. And we will march and pray and just have signs of hope and just signs that will uplift the community, especially the recovery community, as we walk to the park at the Cronin and celebrate in that neighborhood this year.
All right, councilors, any questions? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Councilor,
Yeah.
Councilor Plan?
I noticed another one, 30525, which is the Spigot River cleanup of Manchester Street Park on September 30th, 2025. This was sent up to the full council with a favorable recommendation, and make that in the form of a motion.
There's a motion on the table, properly second discussion. And we have the people from the Spigot River cleanup.
Good evening, councilors. I'm Isai Grullón here on behalf of Groundwork Lawrence at 50 Island Street. Every year we have the Spigot River cleanup in September to sort of wrap up the cleanup season. Usually it's our biggest turnout. We have about 300 people. We bus them from Manchester Street Park out to various parks along the Spigot River. And then we come back and have like a small celebration. So pretty much the same formula every year. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions, councilors? Is the cleanup this year will be in combination with the contractor that we hire for the Spigot River cleanup?
No.
All right, thank you. Councilors, any questions? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it, thank you.
Thank you, Council.
Chair of the Ordinance Committee, Councilor LaPlante.
Yeah, let's go back to one of the longer ones, and this is document 28625. This is the approve of a notice of declaration for the James J. O'Neill Park. This was sent up to the full council with a favorable recommendation pending a presentation by...
That's on public hearing?
No.
Yeah, let's just finish up with these committees.
So anyway, that's in the form of a motion, that's the motion.
What was the item?
286.
286 and 286. All right. All right, there is a motion to approve, correct? Or this is to order a public hearing?
Public hearing? I don't think so. No public hearing. There's no public hearing on that, Mr. McCarthy, is there? There's no requirement for a public hearing. 286? Start with 286. Yeah, we need a public hearing on that? Can you hear me?
The formal petition?
What is it?
Do we need a public hearing on 286?
It's document 286.
Right. Does there need to be a public hearing on 286?
It does not.
Does not?
It does not.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you.
So documents 286 and 287 go together. The first one numerically is 286, which is a dedication of a piece of land. It's currently part of the public way that's being worked on Lawrence Street, and it's going to be made part of the James J. O'Neill Park. And the purpose of the dedication is because we're losing a piece of land as well. I prepared a slide presentation that was at the request of one of the city councils at Ordinance Committee, and I can run through that right now. It should only take about 10 minutes. So if you go to slide number 1, I'll be requesting that this matter be approved, what's called Article 97. Article 97 is a part of the Constitution, an amendment to the Constitution, which protects open space for recreation, conservation, and other sources for public good. Go to the next slide. The next, okay. So the state policy is provided by the Executive Office of Environmental Affairs, and they require that this goes to the State House for a vote by a 2/3 majority to protect the land. This is the Article 97 protection. But this requires a home rule petition, which needs the vote of this board to send this forward, to allow the mayor to send this forward to our state representative. In this case, it'll be Estela Reyes, is going to be filing the home rule petition on behalf of this, because this is her district, the park, O'Neill Park. I'll show you a little more about the land that we're talking about. So if we can go to the next policy, this is how we comply with it. The policy requires that we substitute land, and if you go to the next slide, which shows, this will show you where O'Neill Park is located. It's at the corner of Chestnut Street and Lawrence Street, where that blue dot is going to be the affected land. So to give you an idea which park we're talking about, if you go to the next slide, it gives you a portion of the park, which if you look at that square box, the area in pink, and right here, the pink area, is the land that's being removed. It's being removed because we're putting a roundabout, a rotary turn in Amesbury Street. And because of the dynamics of it, the geography, it's removing 77 square feet of the sidewalk. We're adding 363 feet, which is that green strip of land right here, the green strip along the side. So we're adding 363 feet to the park. So it'll be a net gain of land in O'Neill Park. It'll be growing, actually. So that protects us and satisfies the conditions of Article 97. If you go to the next slide, this is the rotary section here. We got it with another picture of this. This is currently under construction. I don't know if anybody who's been down there have seen the work going on, but this is the corner of the park where the rotary is going to go in. The streets that are connected on Chestnut Street, Amesbury Street, and Lawrence Street. Amesbury Street is going to become a two-way street, and Lawrence Street right here is going to be a one-way street feeding into the rotary. The design was done to relieve traffic along Lawrence Street, clear up some of the bottlenecks, and make the cars move more safely for pedestrians and for the children, because as everybody knows, this is a big school district and a park for softball, soccer, and other sports. And if you go to the last one, here's our public notice that we shows. We had a public hearing on this. It's fairly straightforward. Like I said, there's two votes here. One is for the notice of dedication, to allow the mayor to sign that notice. That notice will become part of the submission for the home rule petition. You have a package in your, you have several documents in your package. One of those, the first one is the dedication notice. The second one is the home rule petition. And the third one is a letter from the State Executive Office of Environmental Affairs, who've reviewed this and approved this. And they said that that's a satisfactory land trade. So so the two votes we're asking for you is, one, to approve the notice dedication, and two, to approve the home rule petition.
In front of us, councilors, we have item 28625, which is basically the first part of this discussion, which is the approval of the note of dedication for the James O'Neill Park, and this is the little portion that was going to be added, which is about, you mentioned the square footage.
It's about 187 square feet, I
Yep.
believe. So, yeah.
Any questions on the first vote, councilors? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Item 28725.
I'd like to make a motion for document 28725 that the home rule petition to allow an Article 97 legislative protection for a parcel of land identified as the James J. O'Neill Park, and send up to the full council with a favorable recommendation to make that in the form of a motion.
There's a motion on the table, properly second discussion. I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it.
We're done.
Okay. Thank you.
All right,
Council
now-
President, I have one more. You're good, Mr. McCarthy, thank you. One more, which is document.
Mr. McCarthy, you have another item later on.
He does?
Later on, yes. Yeah. He have another item, Councilor Blanco. In public hearings, he have item 23125. Madam Clerk, do you mind reading the notice for item 23125? For the rezoning of the, rezoning of the parcel of land on Madison Street, map 177, lot 5, from I-1 Industrial Park to residential 1 single family.
Good
This-
evening, again.
We're just gonna read the notice.
This is document 231-25. It's notice of, legal notice. It's notice is hereby given that the Lawrence City Council will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, August 19th, 2025, at 7 PM in the council chambers, 200 Common Street, Lawrence, Mass. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023 and in accordance with the recently revised City Council Rule 2, this meeting will be hybrid, allowing participation both in person and remotely to accommodate participants with health considerations that prevent them from participating in person. To receive access codes for the remote participation, please contact the city clerk at eileen.bernal@cityoflawrence.com or 978-620-3230, or view the meeting on Facebook or YouTube. The purpose of this hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input regarding document 231-25, a proposal to amend the zoning ordinances and zoning map as follows. To amend the zoning for parcel of land on Madison Street, map 177, lot 5, from I-1 Industrial Park to R1 Single Family. Copies of the relevant plans for the above referenced petition are on file with the office of the city clerk and may be viewed upon request. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity.
Councilors, public hearing is now open. Anybody from the public that wishes to speak?
Yes, I do, sir.
Yes. Name and address for the record.
My name is
please.
Juan E. Vasquez Figueroa. I live in 103 Genesee Street. For the past 4 months or 5 months, I've been fighting to get this rezoned. I want to have, instead of me paying taxes for it, I want to have it rezoned R1, so I could, whoever buys it, make a property there. I started it to build up a fence, but I stopped, and I'm waiting for this to be approved finally.
All right, councilors, any questions? This, McCarthy, can you explain a little more? This is an SPA zoning change, or this is?
Yes, I did appear at the committee, and I made a favorable recommendation in favor of this. I said that the planning department, as we looked at this, the value of this land is probably more important as a residential district. Right now, it's zoned as industrial park, but it's at the very far edge of a piece of land off of Shepherd Street and Glen Street. So it really has little value as industrial land, can't be built upon, it can't be used in any way. Mr. Vasquez did not subdivide the land this way, he purchased it this way. It's a 10,000 square foot parcel of land, which is the size of a buildable lot in a residential one neighborhood. So it would make better value for him to develop this as a home on Madison Street, get a single-family home, and add to the tax base, rather than have it as a piece of woods in an industrial park that'll never be utilized. So so the city's planning department thinks it's more valuable to rezone this for the purposes of redevelopment.
Any questions, councilors? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is the public hearing closed?
Oh,
There's no
no,
motion.
wait, councilors, my mistake.
There's no-
It was the public hearing, but no motions.
Motion to approve and waive the 30 days.
Wait, let me close the public hearing first. We entertain them, yeah, they, yes, please. We entertain the public hearing. Public hearing is now closed. Councilors, what's the motion?
Motion to approve and waive the 30 days.
There's a motion to approve and waive the 30 days. Discussion on the motion to approve. I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
It was seconded by Councilor Reyes. All right, now we are going back to
I have
ordinance committee.
one more ordinance committee member, there's somebody here for this, and this is document number 308, excuse me. Local acceptance of national laws, chapter 40, section 70 regarding school bus violation detection monitoring system for illegally passing a school bus. This was sent up to the full council with a favorable recommendation, and make that in the form of a motion.
There's a motion on the table, properly second, discussion. Just introduce yourself and explain a little more about it.
Good evening. My name is Michael Gorman. I live in Middleton, and I represent Bus Patrol. We were the company that was the pilot program leads in Peabody and Salem last fall to create the awareness and the understanding of just the grossness of the violations that were occurring throughout the Commonwealth. In Peabody and Salem alone, there were over 1,600 violations in 3 months on a total of 14 buses. And why I'm here tonight is to ask respectfully to see if you would be willing to adopt the state law locally. That state law was adopted in January with our help. And in order to bring it to Lawrence and other communities, each community has to adopt that law locally. And that's why I'm here tonight, to seek your support for that effort.
Councilors, any questions in regard to this matter?
Council President.
Councilor Blunt.
I had a constituent who reached out to me earlier today regarding this matter. I told him I would ask this question on his behalf.
Of course.
I think there's a fundamental understanding behind the cameras, how they work, and how there's issuance of the citation if there's an infraction. I think we all understand that. What the constituent said, or was asking, is that there's on occasion, you'll see a bus who will be without their lights on, or will just be parked there for a while. Maybe they're waiting for their student to come out of the house or whatever, and so they're not putting their lights on, maybe as a courtesy. And then the student is coming out. Meanwhile, cars are passing, because the lights aren't on, cars are passing. And so the question that was sent to me was, what would happen if, if a car is starting to, the lights aren't on, car is starting to pass, and then the camera catches this happen, and this person, at the time, there wasn't a problem, but then was like in the middle, right, in that no man's land. So he asked me that question, and I said I would ask you tonight. So what would happen in that kind of instance?
Well, the good news is the final eyes on every possible violation are always going to be the Lawrence Police Department. So this information that's collected through video each week, our company removes all the frivolous and the things that would never quantify or qualify a violation in your community. However, the last eyes on it are always going to be the Lawrence Police Department. There's going to be a designee from the chief's office that will review each and every violation or perceived one. So what you just described, if I'm hearing it correctly, if the arm is not extended, so if the bus hasn't pulled up, traditionally the lights start blinking, the arm gets extended, that's when the camera goes to work. When that arm is being extended, that camera is triggered by that reaction. That reaction starts filming those potential moments. The way I heard it from you, that arm was not extended or the lights weren't flashing and the bus was simply stopped in front of a house and cars were passing a bus that wasn't actively picking up a student.
Or in this particular scenario, and I don't know how likely this is, but in this scenario, the arm is not out, car is starting to drive by, arm goes down, car is halfway or almost by the way, and then it continues. That kind of halfway, almost, in between, that kind of situation.
Well, that one's a little clearer, because even though there is some ambiguity to that moment for the driver, I would surmise that wiser minds would come together in the police department and coalesce and say, that's not an actual violation because the car didn't have a moment to react. Because the car was already moving and the arm was coming out. It was just one of those perfect storms.
Gotcha. And my last question, to move this along rather quickly, there must be appeal rights.
Of course.
Just very briefly explain what the appeal rights are if someone feels as though they were wrongfully captured and provide a citation.
Sure. Everybody has the right to appeal, okay? On the back of every citation you receive are the instructions in each community as to how you can appeal that process at your local district court. Because this is violator funded, the onus of that, playing this conversation through, nobody from the police department or the legal department here would have to appear. It would be our company that would appear and advocate on behalf of Lawrence.
Thank you,
Council President.
Thank you.
Great question. I mean, those are possibilities that we need to analyze. Councilor De Rosario.
Thank you, through you. And who's going to bring this info to the school bus companies? I'm proud to say that I used to be a school bus company up driver, and I still hold my license. But sometimes we picked up habits that even the actual school bus company, you know, we'll stop, we'll put the lights on, and we'll wave the people. To, you know, kids is not coming out. We wave them. The arm is extended.
Yeah.
So who's going to go back to the school bus company and says, this is going to be in effect, and this is the way that now drivers need to act, so people are not penalized for what the driver thinks is doing correct?
It's a great question. I just spent 4 days with bus companies in Massachusetts at their local convention in Massachusetts. I don't know if you've ever been to the STAM conference for all the bus companies and their drivers. This conversation was front and center in terms of the education for the bus companies and the bus drivers to understand that this implementation is underway. It's also very important, the bus drivers, as you well know, given your past, the bus drivers shouldn't have the onus of watching kids, driving a vehicle, and monitoring license plates. That shouldn't be the case. This removes that. So what this also does, ancillary to what I've already described to Councilor LaPlante, was the kids, and it's enhanced safety for the children, enhanced safety for the bus driver, and On top of that, the insurance for the bus goes down because the bus is better protected.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions, councilors? At this time, I'll call the questions. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Right, any other item from the ordinance committee that people are here? Yeah, I think that.
Budget and finance.
Budget and finance? Huh? 316.
Got it, yep.
Yep, 31625. Yep, liver license. It's in the second page.
31625, this is an issuance of a livery license to Floatin LLC, was sent up to the full council with a favorable recommendation, make that in the form of a motion.
There's a motion on the table, properly second.
316.
Discussion?
Discussion.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Through you, Chair, is this a new company? What are they doing? What type of trams? I mean, it's like we have them all the last time here, and they always explain what do they do, what kind of pickup, and now I see float, meaning that they will be floating around by the name, or how is you guys going to operate that? Just a question. I wasn't here in the ordinance committee. Maybe ask the questions.
To be clear, you're asking about the naming convention behind the business, or was the business
Yes, your
operation?
item.
Okay, so we're a new transportation company trying to serve the Merrimack area. I've noticed there's a growing concern about privacy, discretion, and safety among travelers. So we're trying to target safe travel between the Merrimack Valley area, primarily to the airport and local attractions around the northeast area.
So you guys are not going to be like a regular cab company?
No,
You
we're
just
not a
be-
regular. This is pre-booked,
Liberty, no.
face-to-face interactions.
Okay, thank you.
So the difference between the livery and the cab is that they cannot charge cash.
No, we're not charging cash. Everything will be pre-booked.
Yeah.
Council
Yeah,
President?
With a contract. Councilor Vice President Infante.
Thank you. And you guys are going to be based in Lawrence?
Yes, please.
Where? Do you-
Right now, we're currently looking for an area. We're operating remotely. We have a garage currently in Methuen. As we expand our operations, we're looking to have a couple different garages in different cities, just based off of locations of our customer base.
Thank you. And can you repeat the company name again?
Floating?
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, councilors? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Let's go to
Thank you.
Budget and Finance Committee. Madam Chair from the Budget and Finance Committee.
Airport manager, I believe. I don't see the airport manager, so I'm going to take 31225 first, Council President, if that's okay.
Yes, of course.
Item 312-25, the authorization to pay prior bills in the amount of $947.60 was brought to us by the Director of Veteran Service, and the Budget and Finance Committee brings this as a favorable recommendation, and I make that as a formal motion.
There's a motion on the table, properly second discussion. I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Item 31025.
Item 310-25, authorization to expend in the amount of $381,287 of the FAA grant fund for federal project RWY5 and drainage project was brought up as a favorable recommendation, and I make that as a formal motion.
There is a motion on the table to the authorization to spend $381,287, properly second by Councilor Reyes. Discussion. We have there the manager of the apron.
Good evening, councilors.
Any questions, councilors?
If it is, Council President, if I may through you, it is a very lengthy, wordy item, so if we can have the airport director just explain it a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the full
So,
council.
thank you, councilors, and as discussed in the subcommittee, this is a part of a grant, a federal and state grant that is coming to the city and the Lawrence Municipal Airport for a project which is Runway 5, that's the RWY, Runway 5 and drainage. So the airport has a mandate to adhere to redirect the water that is coming so that we can manage properly the drainage of the airport. So through this project, we will address the aspect of properly draining about 14 acres that is draining at the end of Runway 5 and redirect it properly is the key. Over the decades, some silt has built up into the drainage, natural drainage, and so has elevated some grounds. And so what we're trying to do is to keep the water within the drainage so it can make its way towards the Merrimack River.
Councilors, any questions? I hear none. This is the end of the project?
I'm sorry,
This is
Council
the
President.
end of the drainage project?
This is the start of the
Start,
drainage.
okay.
The
So-
end means Runway 5 end is
Okay, got
the
it.
section of the runway.
Yeah, all right, because I mean, we've been hearing about, a lot about the drainage.
Sure, this is the start of the project, and if all willing, this will start shortly after Labor Day here next month.
Councilors, any questions? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Item 31125, Madam Chair, from the Budget and Finance Committee.
Item 311-25, the approval to file bond authorization application for a construction phase of airport administration building project was brought up as a favorable recommendation, and I make that as a formal motion.
There's a motion on the table, properly second. Discussion. What is the amount?
The amount right now, based off what we're looking at, Councilor President, could be anywhere $2.6 to $3.2 million. We're still on the 60% design, so call it 3.2, so higher rather than lower.
So we authorizing that, the airport to go ahead and buy bonds, right? On sell bonds.
What the request is to go out to the bond market and talk to bond counsel to see what the likelihood of the airport and the airport commission to be able to bond for a time period so that we could make up the funds that the state is awarding us to what the actual cost of the building is to design. Right now, the state has awarded the Lawrence Municipal Airport $7 million. That was a figure from 5 years ago. The actual cost, as we are at the 60% design, is about 9.6 at the time of the 60% design. So there is that gap and potential. The longer the project delays, the more it's going to cost to actually fulfill a government-built administration building.
You're just trying to understand the item as of what we authorizing. So essentially, there is a reimbursement portion of the project that is
Yes.
going to come to the city.
Yes.
Through the Lawrence Airport, and we authorizing the airport to go ahead and get a loan.
Additional.
For the additional portion of it.
Correct,
I'm
yes.
assuming that is for the entire amount and then get reimbursed?
Potentially, or the difference of what the building costs minus the state grant, so that we could be able to fulfill while we do have a fund at the airport that retained revenues, it doesn't meet those $2.6 million at any given time. So what we would do is to bond for a long period of time or explore the possibility. So what we're looking today is your authority, your approval for the airport with the finance department to go out and talk to bond counsel. So that essentially is the first phase for then us to explore.
And then eventually the council will have another vote to authorize the bond?
From what I understand
Or this is the final vote?
No, I believe this is just the start of the
Explore.
conversation.
All right, the vote is to explore.
Sure.
All right, councilors, are we clear with that? All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you. Councilors, do we have anybody else from the public? All right, I'll entertain Councilor Reyes, which have a new business item that we would like to discuss. Yeah, Councilor Reyes?
Second.
Hold on one second. What is the item? $351. 350 on 25.
Hello, hola.
This is a sidewalk produced display for 187 Lawrence Street. This was, what the council would like to do is to declare this an emergency and be able to discuss this at this level right now, due to the fact that that display is already expired on the 15th, and they're and the current use of the display at the bodega every day. Yeah. So, councilors, we need to declare this as an emergency first. And there is a motion to declare that as an emergency by
Second.
Councilor Reyes, second by Councilor Luzon, and this is for the convenience of the public. Correct? All right, discussion, Councilor LaPlante.
Sure, so I'll be voting in favor of the emergency for this evening, and I'll tell you why. Because we have a funky summer schedule that's become very unreliable, my understanding is that these individuals in good faith put forward the proposal, but because of the changes and the uncertainty of the city council schedule during the summer, they were caught in some sort of loop where they weren't able to get it to us in a timely manner. So through no fault of their own, is my understanding, they're here asking for an emergency, and when we're at fault because of our situation, I don't want to put the burden onto the people who did the things the right way and are trying to get things done. So I'll be voting in favor of this tonight for the emergency, but I'll have discussions regarding the final vote. Thank you.
All right. Councilor Blanc have a statement, an opinion on the item. This is to declare as an emergency. Councilors, any questions for the motion in front of us? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Councilor Reyes, you have the floor. Motion to approve.
Second.
There is a motion to approve, properly second. Discussion.
Thank you.
We're not quite there
Councilor
yet. You'll probably get it, but just a little more pain before we get to the pleasure part. So, I just have a question regarding, that was probably inappropriate, but I have a question regarding approvals. I mean, you're gonna have a sidewalk, I just wanna make sure that, you're gonna be blocking, are we gonna have people able to walk by there? Wheelchair accessible, for example, these are common questions when you're blocking a sidewalk that we need to have answers to. So, and I don't think, has this gone before? Any other?
This item has been in front of us, I believe, twice before.
It has?
They've been in display for, ¿cuándo fue la primera vez que ustedes lo hicieron?
Hace como un año.
There was a year ago that they actually came in front of us, and this is the renewal.
Oh, it's a renewal?
Yes.
That's helpful, that's helpful to know. And we have not heard any, everything's exactly the same as the last year. And have we, the Council President, do we have any records of there being any complaints about it?
No.
That was awfully fast before I could even ask the question. Any complaints in the last year regarding this?
No.
The answer is?
As far as the City Council knows, we have no complaints. ISD, we don't have any complaints from the ISD. The question is to them. ¿Ustedes han tenido algún tipo de complaint?
No.
No.
There is.
No, no.
There is your answer.
Tiene que mandarla a comprar para allá.
And complain,
would
by
be
the
saying
way,
the same thing.
by the way, Councilor LaPlante, complain in Spanish is the same.
Complain.
Is there more anything sometime tonight, see? Thank you.
Councilor De Rosario?
Thank you, through you. And I'm going to use a word that the council president used. Good to recognize that they were the first bodega to actually come in and ask for permission to use the sidewalk, which it was amazing to me that they wanted to do the right thing, right? And I always embrace that when they want to do the good thing, we should support them. They were the first one coming in to ask for permission to use the sidewalks. They located what District B and District C actually collide together on Lawrence and Park. And there is, to me, hasn't been any complaints. And the way they do the business and they clean the sidewalk, it's amazing. So we should support them for being the first one actually to try to get it legally and how to keep it clean. Every business should follow them, how they keep the sidewalk clean after every day of business. So I'll be supporting this.
Council President.
Councilor Luzon.
Just for correction, Park and
Lawrence Street.
Lawrence, they don't collide there. Just for the record.
The
Just for the
district, the
record.
district.
So, no, just for the
The
record.
district.
They are in my district.
They
and-
are in
and
your
they
district.
don't have no.
They have nothing to do with C. I never say that has nothing to do with C. I say that's when they divide on Lawrence Street.
Can I reclaim my time, Council President? Once
Councilor
again,
Luzon, you have the
just for the
floor.
people that are watching, that corner belongs to District B, and it also belongs to the District at large. And I was going to answer Councilor
Wait,
LaPlante.
Councilor Reyes.
Councilor LaPlante, you should start buy and do groceries at the Mayor's. That's where I buy my food and for my business as well. They keep their sidewalks clean. It's one of the best stores in the area, so I'm inviting you to start by and buy from them.
Counselor,
you.
if the council from, my good friend and colleague
Councilor-
from
Councilor
District B
LaPlante?
wishes to invite me, and it sure sounds like she did, and she wants to give me a date and time, I will be there with her
I
to do
will.
some grocery shopping.
I
Thank you.
will. Council President, I will.
Councilor Reyes.
To you, it's very interesting because my colleague is fighting for her district, but I request the petition and represent you as a councilor at large.
Oh my goodness, that's what happened when everybody love you guys. That's what happened when everybody love you guys.
Thank you.
Now everybody's fighting for you guys. All right, I would like to say something about,
Pero me
Councilor
retribuye el
Levy.
distrito.
Yes, we do have a complaint. Yes.
No complaints.
Yes, we do have a complaint.
Councilor Levy.
Okay. We do have a complaint regarding the good products that they are selling and the good price also that they offer to the community. That's the complaint that we have. So many other business around say how they can sell the things, lower than us. Thank you for the service.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have Councilor Momo. Yes, I have a remarks for the bodega. The bodega that we are talking about was the one that I believe the governor back in 2017,
Yes.
together with the current mayor at the moment, Dan Rivera, went over and make an extension of their displays and healthy food that they have back in 2017. I have a good memory when it comes to that, because that was a great example for that what of good eating habit bodega means to the city. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
All right, at this time I'll call the questions. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
¿A qué me retribuyo el distrito?
Going on top of the agenda, let's go to public hearings. If there is any objection, let's go to the top of the agenda. Madam Clerk, please read the notice for,
I'll ask the clerk dispense with the preamble, since we
Yeah.
did one.
item 3, what was that? 9925? And a motion to waive the preamble? Been properly, can I hear a second? Properly second? Discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. The ayes have it. Madam Clerk, please read the notice.
Document number 99-25. This is the purpose of this hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning the proposed amendment to the revised ordinances of the City of Lawrence, to be further amended by adding the following subparagraphs in the proper alphabetical order to section 10.36.010 of the municipal code, parking prohibited on certain streets. Blanchard Street, west side between Abbott Street and Farnham Street. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity.
There is, the public hearing is now open. Anybody from the public that wishes to speak? Public hearing is now closed. Councilors, what's the motion?
To approve.
There is a motion to approve. There is a motion to approve, properly second. Discussion. Anybody that can explain the item, please?
Council
Do you want me
President?
Councilor Vice President Infante.
Yes, I mean, I'm not part of the ordinance committee, but from my understanding of the documents shared with this, it's item.
The first item.
So, and this is, since this is in District E, I'm just gonna take the privilege to explain the situation. So, this is the company that's in the corner of Andover Street and Blanchard Street, the Diamond Iron Works, right in front of their entrance. And this is an issue that we've been having across the city, where people are parking, big commercial trucks or rentals in residential areas. And what's happening here, even though it's semi-residential, semi-commercial, but what's happening is that when their big trucks are coming out with their materials, that's causing a safety concern for that business, and that's why they're proposing the no parking between Abbott and Fernham Street, right in front of their business.
And that's how many parking lots? How many
Nah,
parking
that's
spaces?
street.
How many parking spaces?
Oh, that I don't know.
Over 10?
But it was favorably recommended by the Lawrence Police Department, so they did their work on that. And also, there's, again, pictures, same issues that we're having across the city. And this is actually similar to another proposal that I present in front of the council for another area in District E due to the same issue.
Madam Clerk?
If you look at the photos provided by the police department with regard to the location, these aren't residential cars that are parking here. It's commercial trucks, and it's from the site next door. They have their own parking lot. They should be using it. They're coming out and parking on the street, which is inhibiting their ability to open their gates and have their trucks come in and out. They're just asking to keep the way open, and it's not like it's hindering the neighbors or residential vehicles. It's commercial parking on what really isn't even it's their land. It's not a sidewalk, and these vehicles are coming in and parking there.
And it's, for the most, Council President, if I may, for the most part, that part is not a sidewalk, is dirt. It's the commercial side of that street. The most residential parking on Blanchard Street occurs a little bit further down in front of the homes closer to the intersection of Salem Street with Blanchard. So it really won't impact the residential homes that are on that street. It'll just impact that area on the side of the commercial, on the commercial side. And as Madam Clerk mentioned, the other property does have a massive parking lot that could be of use.
Anybody else? I see Jerry Santiago that is raising his hand on the online. I don't know if it's meant to be for this item. Jerry, do you have anything related to this specific item, or you have your hands raised before?
Separate item.
Okay. All right. Just let me know the item. Put your hands down. That way I don't get confused. Thank you. All right. Councilors, any questions in regard to these specific matters? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All vote present. Please call the roll.
This is document number 99-25. Motion was made by Councilor Infante, seconded by Councilor Reyes. Councilor Levy, I'm going to start with you. Motion to approve. No parking.
Yes.
Councilor LaPlante?
Yes.
Councilor Luzon?
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario?
Yes.
Councilor Santiago is noted as absent. Councilor Marmol is also absent at the moment. Councilor Reyes?
Yes.
Council Vice President?
Yes.
No problem. Council President
I
Rodriguez?
vote present. Motion carries.
It passes.
Item 11125, Madam Clerk.
Council President, document number 11125 is lumped together with several other handicap
Yes.
parkings. I'm just going to read all the numbers.
Yep.
Document number 111-25, 112-25, 113-25, 124-25, 136-25, 147-25, 186-25, 187-25, 188-25, 189-25, 190-25, 191-25, 249-25, 250-25, 251-25, 252-25, 253-25, and 254-25. These are all relating to the issuance of of handicap parking spaces. And the purpose of the hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning the proposed amendment to the revised ordinances of the City of Lawrence to be further amended by adding the following subparagraphs to Section 10.36.340 of the Municipal Code, handicap parking, in the proper alphabetical order. Document number 111-25 is Ames Street, East Side, from a point 94 feet north of Texas Avenue to a point 114 feet north of Texas Avenue. Document number 112-25 is Tremont Street, South Side, from a point 86 feet north of Franklin Street to a point 106 feet north of Franklin Street. Document number 113-25 is Linden Street, West Side, from a point 28 feet northwest of Pearl Street to a point 48 feet northwest of Pearl Street. Document number 124-25 is South Broadway, West Side, from a point 60 feet north of Kenneth Street to a point 80 feet north of Kenneth Street. Document number 136-25 is Bradford Street, North Side, from a point 130 feet southwest of Hampshire Street to a point 150 feet southwest of Hampshire Street. Document number 147-25 is Arlington Street, North Side, from a point 58 feet northwest of Willow Street to a point 78 feet northwest of Willow Street. Document number 186-25 is Summer Street, South Side, from a point 121 feet east of Jackson Street to a point 141 feet east of Jackson Street. Document number 187-25 is Sergeant Street, East Side, from a point 136 feet south of Sergeant Street, south of Sergeant Avenue to a point 156 feet south of Sergeant Avenue. Document number 188-25 is Summit Avenue, North Side, from a point 139 feet east of Prospect Street to a point 159 feet east of Prospect Street. Document number 189-25 is Bennington Street, East Side, from a point 138 feet north of Park Street to a point 158 feet north of Park Street. Document number 190-25 is Bruce Street, Southeast Side, from a point 146 feet southwest of Park Street to a point 166 feet southwest of Park Street. Document number 191-25 is Woodland Street, Northeast Side, from a point 98 feet northwest of Alston Street to a point 118 feet northwest of Alston Street. Document number 49-25 is Short Street, East Side, from a point 119 feet north of Oak Street to a point 139 feet north of Oak Street. Document number 50-25 is Lowell Street, East Side, from a point 117 feet south of Cypress Avenue to a point 137 feet south of Cypress Avenue. Document number 251-25 is Garden Street, North Side, from a point 269 feet west of Newbury Street to a point 289 feet west of Newbury Street. Document number 252-25 is Packard Street, Southwest Side, from a point 221 feet northwest of Coolidge Street to a point 241 feet northwest of Coolidge Street. Document number 253-25 is Saratoga Street, Northeast Side, from a point 277 feet southeast of Stern Avenue to a point 297 feet southeast of Stern Avenue. And last but not least, document number 254-25 Woodland Street, Northeast Side, from a point 190 feet northwest of Alston Street to a point 210 feet northwest of Alston Street. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity.
All right, now public hearing is now open. Anybody from the public that wishes to speak? Public hearing is now closed. Councilors.
Motion to approve and wait the 30 days?
There is a motion to take it as a, all as a block? As it was mentioned on the public hearing? Do we need to mention it all for the motion? For the record?
Yeah.
Is that enough? Right?
They have to be read out loud once.
All right. No problem. There is a motion to take it as a block and approve. Properly second discussion. I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye. Any nays? The ayes have it.
Then the second is to approve, or was it take as a block and approve?
Yes.
Take as a block and approve.
Yep. And waive the 30 days. Madam Clerk, we have 15-minute parking, and we have a couple others, at least two items on these.
So, can you read the document?
Item 12025, 15125.
Document number 120-25 and 151-25. The purpose of this hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning the proposed amendment to the revised ordinances of the City of Lawrence to be further amended by adding the following subparagraphs in the proper alphabetical order to Section 10.36.260 of the Municipal Code, 15-minute parking. Document number 120-25 is Holly Street, west side, from a point 160 feet northwest of Daisy Street to a point 180 feet northwest of Daisy Street between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. And document number 151-25 is Bradford Street, north side, from a point 45 feet northeast of Broadway to a point 65 feet northeast of Broadway between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity.
All right, public hearing is now open. Anybody from the public that wishes to speak? Public hearing is now closed. Councilors, what's the motion?
Motion to approve?
There is a motion to take it as a block
As a
and
block
approve?
yes.
And there's a motion to take it as a block and approve those two items, item 12025 and 15125. Any,
We can waive on it, yeah, they've been waiting for a long time. Waive the 30 days.
and waive the 30 days. Any questions? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Item 13325, 14725, and item 24825. The first one is 13325, 24725, and 24825. Mine is Madam Clerk, please read the notice.
Yep. 13325, 24725, and 24825. The purpose of the hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning the proposed amendments to revised ordinances of the City of Lawrence to be further amended by adding to the Section 10.28.100A of the Municipal Code, stop signs and flashing red lights, flashing red signals, the following paragraph in the proper alphabetical order. Document number 13325, Crescent Street, northeastbound drivers on Crescent Street at May Street. Document 24725 is Bennett Street, northwestbound drivers on Bennett Street at Medford Street. And document 24825 Bennett Street, southwestbound drivers on Bennett Street at Water Street. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity.
Public hearing is now open for item 13325, 24725, and 24825. Anybody from the public that wishes to speak? I hear none. All those, public hearing is now closed. Councilors, what's the motion?
To approve?
There's a motion to approve, to take it as a block and approve? All right, there is a motion to take it as a block and approve. Properly second discussion. I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Item 25225, Madam Clerk. 152, sorry.
Document number 152-25. The purpose of the hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning the proposed amendments to the revised ordinances of the City of Lawrence to be further amended by adding to Section 10.36.330 of the Municipal Code, bus stops, taxi cab stands, ambulance stands, and service zones, the following paragraphs in the proper alphabetical order. Document number 152-25, Summer Street, north side from a point 20 feet east of Jackson Street to a point 70 feet east of Jackson Street between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity.
Public hearing is now open. Anybody from the public that wishes to speak, this is the opportunity. There is none. Public hearing is now closed. Councilors, what's the motion?
Motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve, properly second. Discussion. Quick question on the proponent, or whoever can answer this. This is an area that have meters on?
I don't think it's an area that has meters. If you go up Jackson Street and you take a right, so there's really not meters to the right of Jackson, there's the meters on the left, going back towards the common.
I think they have meters, it has meters in
We should check that with the
it.
attorney.
That area has meters. If it's near going towards the park, that block.
Yeah, let's take a look at the address very quick. 65 Jackson Street.
If it's,
But no parking is on Summer Street. That's why I don't think there's no parking on Summer Street. I don't think there's meters on Summer Street.
not in Summer Street.
Oh, not on Summer Street.
Nah, but in Jackson, we have meters.
No?
So is the parking is going to be on Jackson Street or on Summer Street? Jackson? Or on Summer?
65 Jackson Street.
That's where the actual business is located. But is the center for kids. So is the recommendation for the drop off and pick up on the on Summer Street?
That's what they requested. Yeah.
That's what they requested.
So this is Summer Street kind of.
Yeah, I know. Mhm. Yeah, on Summer Street. So there is no meters in there. Councilors, what's the motion? The motion is to approve, and that's to waive the 30 days?
And waive
Motion to
the
approve
30
and waive the 30 days, properly second, discussion.
There's meters there.
There's no meters on
Definitely no meters.
It's not on Jackson, but they requested it on Summer Street, which is
Summer Street doesn't have meters, but
No,
Jackson
Summer Street doesn't have
does
meters.
have meters.
Correct,
Just for the record, yeah.
yeah. And Summer Street is coming down one way towards Jackson Street. Any questions?
Council President, if
Council
that
Levy.
can be corrected, because it says 65 Jackson.
No. I mean, on the police report, I read it, and they requested on Summer,
Okay,
on Summer Street.
that is what I said, that we should correct the, on here.
No. This is the address that we have here is for the business that is requesting it. The recommendation from the police department is on Summer Street, so the signs will go on Summer Street. Correct. This is the entrance of the business on Summer Street.
Yeah.
All right? Any questions? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. The next item will be item 19325. Madam Clerk, please read the notice.
Document number 193-25, the purpose of this hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning the proposed amendments to the revised ordinances of the City of Lawrence to be further amended by deleting the following subparagraphs of Section 10.36.340 of the Municipal Code, handicap parking, in the proper alphabetical order. So it's document number 193-25, Danforth Street, west side, from a point 125 feet southeasterly of the intersection of Dunstable Street to point 145 feet southeasterly of the intersection of Dunstable Street. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity.
Public hearing is now open. Anybody from the public that wishes to speak? I hear none. Public hearing is now closed. Councilors, what's the motion?
Motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve and properly second. Do you want to wait the 30 days? It's a removal.
Wait the
handicap
30 days?
removal. Yeah?
Waiving the 30 days?
Yeah, it's a handicap removal, so. To waive the 30 days, properly second, or discussion? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Madam Clerk, please read the notice for item 225.
Document number 200-25. The purpose of this hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning the proposed amendments to revised ordinances of the City of Lawrence to be further amended by adding the following subparagraph in the proper alphabetical order to Section 10.36.300 of the Municipal Code, 30-minute parking. Document number 200-25, Essex Street, both sides between Winter Street and Oxford Street between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity.
Anybody from the public that wishes to speak? Public hearing is now open. Anybody from the public that wishes to speak? I hear none. Public hearing is now closed. Councilors, what's the motion? There's a motion to approve. Can I hear a second? Second. Properly second, discussion.
Discussion.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Thank you, through you. Winter, Exeter Street between Winter and Oxford?
Yes.
Does Oxford cross to Exeter Street?
The Winter, and it's on Exeter Street, between Winter and Oxford, between those streets.
But where the 30
the
minutes
restriction
is
of the
gonna be?
30 minute will be on Exeter Street.
Where the 30 minutes are gonna be?
On Exeter Street, between those two sides.
So if I'm not mistaken, that's where the housing is, right? And Oxford Street doesn't come off anywhere there. And also, I believe there's a no parking restriction on that area, on that
No,
on that
that's
side,
not.
no? That's
That's-
across the street from 640s, the tire place, and all that stuff. And Oxford Street doesn't cross Exeter Street at all, through there. Those are the projects.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong?
Yes.
Winter-
I represent that district for
And
quite
I
some time.
understand, but the question is, Winter, it's after the McDonald's, right? That's Winter Street right there. What the Exeter 640, what the Metalera is, that's Winter Street right there, isn't it? If you keep going, that's what, regardless of what we're gonna approve now, if you keep going, the next street coming over is the one coming from Pez Dorado, that's not
Yeah,
Oxford.
that's Oxford.
That's Oxford across from there?
Yep, that's Oxford Street.
Okay.
Oxford Street goes all the way from Haber Street to the project where the fire happened, and then the project goes across, and Oxford Street continue on the other side on Exes. So basically, the location that we are talking about, we have one side that is already been restricted, which is the side of the projects, and then the side of the businesses, they have request to have 30-minute parking on all that section. So that's why this item has been worded the way that it is, between Winter Street and Oxford Street.
Okay.
30-minute parking there. All right, any other questions? All right, I'll call the questions. All those in favor, please say aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. There is no public hearings. Now we are going to communication from the mayor, city officials, and city attorney. There is none. Committee report, we already finished with the Budget and Finance Committee. No housing committee report. Ordinance Committee. Mr. Chair from the Ordinance Committee.
26725, handicap parking, 23 Washington Street, send up to the full council a favorable recommendation, order of public hearing. That's the motion.
The motion is to order a public hearing, properly second, discussion. I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye. The ayes have it. Item 26825.
Handicap parking, 38 Foster Street, send to the full council with favorable recommendation, order of public hearing. That's the motion.
Second.
Motion is to order a public hearing, properly second, discussion. I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye. Item 26925.
Handicap parking at 130 Amesbury Street, sent to the full council with favorable recommendation. That's the motion.
Second.
There's a motion on the table, properly second, to order a public hearing. Discussion, I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye. The ayes have it. Item 32725.
Remove childcare parking signage at 41 Tyler Street. Sent to the full council with a favorable recommendation. Order a public hearing. That's the motion.
There's a motion on the table to order a public hearing, properly second. Discussion, I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye. The ayes have it. Personnel committee, item 32125. This is an item to withdraw. The chair from the personnel committee.
Can I at least make? Item 33125, confirm temporary appointment of Carlos Matos to the LRA, completing the term of Sarah Perez, has been requested to be a withdrawal by the mayor, Mayor DePena. And I make that as a formal motion.
There's a motion to withdraw, properly
Discussion.
second. Discussion, Councilor LaPlante.
Was there any correspondence or anything that went with that?
Do you?
There's no correspondence.
Well,
No?
there is, you all got an
There-
email.
you all got an
Mr. Spanner sent an email to all of you, and I forwarded it to me, to forward to all of you, and it's in the file now too, so that's the only correspondence.
All right, any questions? I hear none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. The ayes have it. Public safety, there is no committee report. Economic development, there is no committee report. Committee of the whole, there is nothing. All business, there is none. Councilors, any table matters that wishes to be removed from the table matters? I hear none, so we go straight to new business. New business, item 34025, allocate funds for the amount of $2,316,507.60 from the free cash to the capital improvement project. That's going to the Budget and Finance Committee. Item 24125, increase stipend for retirement board and treasurer from $3,000 established in 1995 to $4,500. That's going to the Budget and Finance Committee. Item Item 241. Is this no stipend? Is that ordinance matter? Is that the ordinance? Yes, I know it's our ordinance. Yeah, that's going, item 341 is going to ordinance committee. Item 34225, confirmation appointment of Shaline Pascual as a Director of Community Development, that going to personnel committee. Item 34325, no parking one side of Champlain Ave, and that's going to the ordinance committee. Item 34425, no parking one side for Millbridge Street, that's going to ordinance committee. Item 34525, childcare parking at 336 Howard Street, ordinance committee. Item 34625, dedication of Fray Luis Boulevard at the current location of Upton Way, that's going to the ordinance committee. Item 34725, handicap parking to Fairmont Street, ordinance committee. Item 34825, handicap parking at 6th Street, that's going to ordinance committee. Item 34925, handicap parking at 62 Washington Street, that's going to the ordinance committee. Item 35025, handicap parking at 7 Handicap Street, that's going to the ordinance committee. Item 35125, sidewalk produced, we just deal with that. Item 35225, disclosure of conflict by city employee, election worker, that's going to personnel committee. They always go to ordinance, yeah. That's going to ordinance committee. Item 35325, disclosure of conflict by city employee, election worker, Rosa Aracena, that's going to the ordinance committee. Item 35425, disclosure of conflict by city employee, election worker, Alicia Coco, that's going to ordinance committee. Item 35525, disclosure of conflict, city employee, election worker, Lisa Madugno, that's going to the ordinance committee. Item 35625, authorization to spend funds up to 500,000 Eversource street repairs reimbursement. That's going to the Budget and Finance Committee. Item 35725, authorization, authorized contract over 3 years. It's a 4-year contract for the amount of 164,750. Cadent Associate LLC, that's going to the Budget and Finance Committee. Item, item 35825, authorization of a contract over 3 years to a 4-year contract. Yeah, item 35725 will go to ordinance, councilors. Item 35825, authorization to, for contract over 3 years, 4 years contract for the amount of 164,750. TRE Environmental, that's going to Ordinance Committee. Item 35925, reclassification of ADA coordinator position, city attorney. Put this item together and send it to us, and this is going to go to Personnel Committee. Councilors, let's go to the committee meetings. It's a reclassification. I think it will go. Yeah, the reclassification go to ordinance because we're not changing, the reclassification go to personnel because we're not changing the ordinance. We're changing the reclassification. What is already on the ordinance.
I think so that first going to the ordinance and then go to personal, or else everyone send it to both.
All right, we will send it to both. If any changes on the ordinance happen, and then we'll deal with that at the ordinance committee. And if any changes on the, perhaps on the, not on the salary, but on the job description and anything related, that will be pretending the personnel committee. So the item will go to both. Councilors, the committee meetings.
Budget,
Ordinance Tuesday, 26, 7 o'clock.
Budget and Finance.
Budget and Finance, Wednesday, the 27th at 7. Personnel, Wednesday, the 27th at 6.
Housing. We have item from previous meetings.
Tuesday at what time?
7.
The LRA stuff.
Tuesday, Wednesday's Tuesday.
7.
Okay. And no other items for housing.
Counselor, don't we have the LRA stuff that was sent to the housing committee?
She will be discussing with the city clerk to address those items. Public safety. Economic development.
I have an item on public safety, and I don't see it anywhere.
All right. If any other committee will be scheduled, we will, that will be discussed with the chairs. Councilors.
Council President, I would like to schedule a public safety meeting for
We have somebody on the public that wishes to speak. I just want to.
Wednesday at
5?
Yeah, 5:30, 5:30. Can I actually change personnel? We have how many, 2 things for personnel? Personnel, 6:30, public safety. Actually, no, let's keep it. Public safety, 5:30, personnel, 6, budget and finance, 7.
All right, we have the time. Councilors, any other items? Before we adjourn, I have to, out of respect of the people that are online, Yehudy Santiago, you have a question for us. You've been in the meeting since the beginning.
Not a question. Thank you so much, councilors, for all that you do. Wanted to invite you guys for Sunday's back to school charity tournament we are having in South Common Park.
That's a 3-on-3 or full court?
3-on-3.
Okay, 3-on-3, guys, who got the challenge? Who wanna take the challenge? 3-on-3 basketball, I love those. All right, thank you for inviting us, Jody. He is the CEO of Mind with Purpose that is here with us online. Thank you, Jody.
Council President.
Councilor Infante, Councilor Vice
Thank you.
President.
I want to change the dates. It's been brought to my attention that there may be a calendar conflict. Same times, but for Monday, the 25th.
Monday, okay, we received that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? All right, I'll entertain a motion. There's a motion to adjourn, properly second. Discussion, there is none. All those in favor, please say aye. The ayes have it. Thank you, councilors.
Estamos tenemos personal.
Everything on Monday.
Ok. Comenzando a las 5.